This woman was at a Walmart shopping, and some lady handed her some books. She handed them back, and then she started feeling dizzy. And she went to the pharmacy to let them know that she was alone and that she thought she had been drugged. And then she saw the lady texting on her phone nervously. And this was an attempted kidnapping. They probably thought she'd go out to her car, and that's where they would take her from. Let's hear her story.
That I wanted to share with everyone, because I feel like it's so important for women and young people, and even just for all of us as we're out living our lives and doing things, that we're watching for each other, watching out for each other, because I never in a million years ever thought that this would happen to me. So I wanted to share my experience with you. So hopefully, if it does happen to you, you can either avoid it, or if you're unable to avoid it, you know what the next steps are to protect yourself and to make sure that you get home safe. But I was in Florida, and I was shopping for a table at Walmart, and a young woman approached me and said she was a missionary from Brazil and asked if she could pray with me. And we had some conversation, and she turned her backpack around and unzipped it and pulled out these two books and said, "Hey, I have these for you." And she handed them to me. And my reflex was to take them. You know, when someone hands you something, you just take it. And I'm looking at these books, and they were wrapped in a plastic wrapper that was kind of worn and a little cloudy looking. And I'm looking at these two books wondering what is going on. And she was telling me that I could buy the two books from her for $20. And once I realized she was trying to ask me to buy the books, I said, "Oh no, thank you. I don't need these, but thank you." And I handed them back to her, and she took them back and stuck them in her backpack, zipped it up and said, "Okay, thank you," and walked away. And I thought, wow, that's a strange thing to happen. And I started walking toward where to check out. And within less than a minute, I'd say 30 seconds to a minute, all of a sudden, boom, I started getting very dizzy. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm so dizzy. I'm going to really quickly get this table. I'm not going to shop for anything else. I'm going to go to my car to try to compose myself. And as I was walking out to the register, I looked down an aisle, and I saw her down the aisle texting very nervously. And at that point, I started getting more and more dizzy. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I think I've been drugged.
Ladies, it is not safe for y'all out here in these streets. I believe that this is what social media should be used for, so that we can communicate messages to ensure that people don't find themselves, or that they can protect themselves, because it is monsters walking around every single day. Even when my daughter goes back and forth to school and stuff, I tell her, hey, make sure you're wearing your Apple Watch, be aware of this, be aware of that. And the fact that her instincts was to walk to her car would probably be the worst case scenario for her, considering that they was trying to drug her and probably try to kidnap her. Scary, scary stuff, bro.
There must have been something on those books that she handed me that I'm now feeling. And I've been an athlete and had multiple surgeries. And so I know what it feels like when you take a painkiller, something to help with the pain. And it felt like I took 20 painkillers all at one time. I was so disoriented and dizzy and just had a hard time composing myself. And so once I realized that I had been drugged, I wondered if she was texting maybe the people that she was working with and letting them know what I looked like. So
100% she was. Always assume the worst. 100% she was texting the people, so that ultimately she probably was expecting for her to go out to the car and so on and so forth. Most of the time, and I was having this conversation about a completely different subject on Monday nights on this channel. And I said that the thing that we're trying to teach people is to be proactively aware, so they don't find themselves in a disadvantaged situation. Whereas other people were on the panel was like, no, we need to talk about and get mad at the people that's actually doing a crime. Two things can be true at the same time. But again, we need to be aware of the people that are doing the worst things, and proactively put ourselves in a position to not be in this situation. And even when we was coming up, I remember that my family used to always tell the girls Never go out alone. Always move in pairs. Always move in pairs. Always move in pairs. I remember that to this day. We've always taught our girls always to go in pairs. Always. Because the people that are trying to attack you, they're going to attack you and they're going to do it in the most vulnerable way. They don't go after the people that got somebody with them or got a man with them or go in pairs or whatever. They always go after the people that are the most vulnerable.
They would know who she had given the books to, so they could be on the lookout. I'm assuming they were trying to traffic somebody. That's what they were there for. And so at that point, I heard clear as day. I just feel like God gave me clear instructions. And I was told, go to where there are a lot of people, stay around a lot of people, because my instinct was to go to my car and to isolate or go to the bathroom. But no, I needed to be around where there were a lot of people. So I kept walking and I saw the pharmacy to my right, and there was a bench at the pharmacy. So I sat on the bench because I thought I was going to pass out. And then again, I heard more instructions. Let them know that you're alone. So I'm assuming so that someone didn't just walk up to me and say, oh, this is my girlfriend, and pretend like they knew me and walk me out of the store, and no one would even question that. So I went to the pharmacist and I let him know something had happened, and I let him know that I was alone. And he came over, he's like, are you okay? I said, no, I think I've been drugged. And so they had Narcan available in case I had any reaction to it, in case I had any trouble breathing or anything, which praise God I didn't. But they called security, and security came over, and it was very, very hard for me to talk. It was taking everything within me to stay conscious and speak clearly. And I couldn't even remember what the girl looked like that I had just seen a couple minutes before. I just remembered she was shorter and had long black hair. I couldn't remember the clothes she was wearing, none of it. That's how disoriented I was.
She was already gone anyway.
I just wanted to share this story, not to scare people, but again, I never ever thought that this would happen to me. So I want you to know, if anybody ever tries to hand you anything, a book, a flyer, a business card, a candle, just anything, you do not have to take it. You can just say, oh no, thank you, I'm fine. You do not have to take it from them. Secondly, if you do end up touching something that might have chemicals or something on it that make you feel dizzy, literally, and you feel it hit you, your instinct is to isolate. It's to go hide. But you need to do the exact opposite. You need to be around a lot of people. Stay where there are a lot of people. Your instinct is to not make a scene and, keep to yourself until it passes. But you need to make a scene. You need to let people know that you're alone, that you don't know anybody else in that area or anybody else in that store where you are. Because I believe that those two decisions are why I'm still here today, and why I'm okay. Fact. And they were unsuccessful in that. And I thank God that they chose me.
Imagine how many people that they probably already didn't got like that, because that's probably not the first time that they never did that.
Because I had the instruction and I knew what to do and I knew where to go to be safe. And I'm so grateful for that. When it hit me, I knew what that feeling felt like, because I had had so many surgeries before. And so I knew what was happening to me. And I think of just younger people that maybe don't know what that feels like, would think, oh, I'm so dizzy, I'm going to go to my car. And you never know what's waiting for you around the corner. You never know.
Be careful. I'm always going to link back to the content creators, so I give proper credit, because it's the right thing to do. But we got to be vigilant. You got to be careful. You got to be very, very much aware. If you have daughters, if you have people that you care about, share this video with them. I don't usually tell y'all to share videos, but share this video with them, because I think that this story has to get out, because we got to start being a lot more vigilant. There's some monsters out here. And when I say it's some monsters, it's some people that have done some things and is looking to do some things that are unthinkable to maybe you or some of the people that you may think is precious to you and you value, and they don't have any good intentions. And they're going to come with, the seemingly, it seems like the best intentions, and they looking to do the worst to you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Share this video. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I love you. I appreciate you. Hopefully this helps some monsters out here. And when I say it's some monsters, it's some people that have done some things and is looking to do some things that are unthinkable to maybe you or some of the people that you may think um, is precious to you and you value, and they don't have any good intentions, and they're gonna come with, the seemingly, it seems like, the best intentions, and they looking to do the worst to you.